In the summer of 1530, Luther's colleagues pored over the content and construction of the Augsburg Confession. Meanwhile, Luther focused on the future, planning for changes amongst the clergy and local congregations. He knew his personal authority wouldn't last forever, and he recognized something was necessary to try to ensure that the evangelical message taught in Wittenberg would endure. The chief element in his plans was the first generation of pastors coming out of Wittenberg classrooms. Luther was interested in ensuring, as much as is possible, that qualified and faithful pastors would be called to serve the church. Only after receiving a thorough theological education could they be ordained and placed in a congregation. So what was it Luther wanted his pastors to know? It can be found in the lectures he started giving in the classroom not long after Luther's colleagues presented the Augsburg Confession. The centerpiece of those lectures was the doctrine of justification by faith and the distinction between the law and the gospel. Luther knew understanding these two things was essential in the formation of a pastoral heart. And not only knowing them, but being able to apply this knowledge to a congregation full of sinners was critical in Luther's teaching. Luther was clear about what he hoped to create through these educational endeavors, a good preacher. But he was also well aware that not everyone was cut out to be a pastor. So what were some of the markers making one a good preacher according to Luther? Someone who was able to teach well, correctly and in an orderly fashion, someone with a good intellect, who is eloquent, who has a good voice, a good memory, and who knows when to stop. And lastly, a good preacher, according to Luther, is someone who should be willing to let everyone vex and hack away at him. All of this was said and done so you can remember a mighty fortress is our God.